Hello everybody, Dylan here from Space Cadet Crypto. Hope you guys are having a great day today. And I found something in the charts that is very important right now for Bitcoin's price as we look for a bottom. Because today we saw a dump down below, and I'm going to be talking about you in this video. I'm going to be talking about this price action fractal here that I found from a previous bull run that happened just months ago. Or just weeks ago. And so I'm placing it over here. I'm going to be talking about how we can predict using this fractal here a 70,000 Bitcoin here by the end of May, and how we can look at these charts and find out how the price action works. But if you're interested in this video and you don't want to miss any more updates, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. But let's get right into the chart. And so this fractal right here that I have in green is actually a move that we did here back here at the end of February, right here, right after options expired. You see how all these big dips right here all happened right before the end of the month. So we had this big dip right here at the 27th of February, right towards the end of February. And when options expired right here, right after, we saw this giant move to the upside and another retest of this critical area right here around 52K. And then we saw a massive move to the upside. And now here, at the end of March, 25th of March, right, coming up here, right towards the beginning, towards the end of the month, we saw a massive move to the upside. And also right here, the 25th of April, here, all of these are happening towards the end of the month. We see a large dip down here from 64,000, 65,000, all the way down here to 46,000. So a huge correction here, about almost 30%. But we see this fractal here come into play because I grabbed this fractal from right here, right? So this was the whole move from the downtrend right here, starting at 47K, all the way down here to 43K. And then we saw that massive pump here to the upside at $62,000. And why don't we just measure that move right now just to see the gains that could happen here. We saw a 45% move to the upside, 44.9%, approximately 20,000 moves. So this is a very impressive move here from this dip, this correction here. And we are seeing the same thing happen here. We saw a, let's measure this correction first. From here to here, it was a 26% correction. And then from here to here, we had a 27% correction. So right around the same price correction. And if we superimpose this fractal right here, this price action from the top or from the bottom here to the very top where we kind of line up here, I already did it for us. So let's take a zoom look right here, what's going on, and see how it's actually following the price. So we did have this move to the downside where we found a sort of bottom right here, double bottom, even though this second bottom is lower than the first one. We do see the bottoming out price, this wick candle here right around 47, 48K. And we made a massive move to the upside here, finding resistance here. And we found resistance on this descending trend line right here from back here. Once we found that dip, we tried to break up here at around 57K, couldn't make it, found resistance here as well, and then our price strength just kept going to the downside where we found a temporary bottom here at 52K until we ultimately dropped lower. The markets were very scared at that time, as we heard a lot of FUD coming in all at the same time. Just kind of trying to move the markets, persuade them to go downwards from the market makers. But we found this high right here where we previously started our other fractal was starting at a high, making this giant move downwards here around 26-27%. And then we found a bounce here in this area, a sharp move to the upside, then another slight fall right here, a slight rejection here to ultimately retest this area too. And look, we saw the same rejection point here of this trend line coming up this way on this pattern, because this is the ascending support line that we broke back here in 17th of April. That was supporting us here. Just crucial moments of the dip was supporting us here until ultimately it failed, and also it failed that retest to come back up from that price action. So that was a very critical role for Bitcoin's price action. And we're seeing the same resistance here that we saw, let's see, when we superimposed it was right here. So here was the resistance here at 52,000, and then also here was resistance at around 58, 59,000, because we had a huge wick to the upside to 59,000, and we got a huge rejection to the downside right here, starting from this candle wick. Let me zoom in again, just because these candlesticks here can, be hard to see, but we see here 59,000. We had a huge move to the upside, and out of nowhere we just got dumped on. We saw all this sell pressure happen here. You can see the volume candles are just huge at this point, and we're just starting to turn green a little bit and starting to see some buying power come in. But we're seeing the same channel of price action here being respected in this area. We're seeing a lot of resistance coming down here, forming this descending channel. And right now, are we going to retouch this also critical point right here where we found support here at the $53,000 area? So that is what's in play. If this price does drop down here, we are seeing some bounces here and actually a double bottom here as well, a W pattern where we have our neckline right here at around that $55,500 area, which is also key support and resistance here where we found. Let me try to change the color of this so you guys can see a little better. Let me see here, right here. So we saw this neckline right here, and we saw the neckline actually forming at this critical right here resistance here at the 55K, which was very important for us to take through. And look, we found it as support here just for a brief moment until we found another rejection from this top point. So Bitcoin looks like it's respecting this pattern so far for the price action, but expect this week to be kind of just sideways price action happening in this channel right here, this channel. So nothing too exciting for Bitcoin right now, but the fact that this fractal is playing out perfectly at the moment is very good to see here, because sometimes we do see patterns just like how I showed you at every dip at the end of the month. There was always a big dip right here followed by just a huge move to the upside, all these moves to the upside. So we're seeing this fractal happen and play out here, and we're showing all the bullish patterns here, like the W pattern here. Let me change the thing again. Oh yeah, so like the W pattern coming here, happening right here, and then we're seeing another breakthrough. And I also measured the move for this W pattern right here. Because we also make a huge W pattern right here, one bottom, and then another bottom, a higher low, a lower low right here, and our neckline is at this critical point here at 58,000 as well, where we found resistance here again. So if we can actually break through this level, this W pattern, I measured the move from the top here to the bottom. I'm being conservative and using the higher low here, and then if we move it up here to the breakout point, we do find our price action right here exactly at 64,000, which was our previous high right here. Our previous high was around 64,800, but a lot of the candles closed here below, because when we retested it, we retested right here at this area at 63,700. So almost 64K was our resistance until we found a huge move to the downside. And this was a weekend price action, so very manipulated at times. Right here, right before open, we dropped all that. So yeah, so the price action is looking good for this fractal. I mean, it's playing, and also it is actually playing as support and resistance for this ascending wedge that we see here. This ascending wedge was just a bearish pattern. It did break to the downside, but it did not hit our price target here. Usually ascending wedges are at the bottom of the wedge is our price target, so around 44,000, but our price did not get that low. And as of right now, if we follow this fractal to the T, we are setting a higher low at this point. That's where we find our next move to the upside, trading in this channel right here from around 60 to 63, 64K. And then also we see that respect of this supporting ascending trend line right here, support, and then breakout through this pattern, and then a retest. And then we can see huge price action happening in June. And we also see our RSI here, our tick is going up, right? We see an uptick here at the end. So we are moving in that momentum of being in that oversold territory very soon. And every time we saw very oversold regions right here when we got the oversold region on the 23.97 on the RSI, we did see that low of $47,000, which is a great time to buy, because we already wrote it up. If you wrote it up to here and made a trade, you wrote it up to almost $60,000, all the way down from 47. So let's just measure that move right there. That's around a 25% move. And if you're on leverage, using 5 to 7% conservative, I don't use too much leverage, but that's like 100x move, right? Just right there in the last week or two. So this fractal is playing out. I will keep you updated on it. Remember, if you don't want to miss any updates from this fractal and other price action from Bitcoin, altcoins, crypto stocks, anything, I'm going to be updating daily. And especially this, I'm going to be following this very closely to see if we can actually make this price target here and make our ultimate price target here of 71,000, 72,000. And let's measure a fib retracement level just to look more at the price, because there's a lot of confluence in these charts with this fractal here. And let's take a look from the swing high here to our swing low around $47,000. We do see that key area here right at the W neck pattern of our golden pocket resistance at 58,000 to 58,500. So it is all matching up. It's all matching up right here. We see this neckline, right, as huge resistance. And once we break that, right, retest to break it, we see this gigantic move to the upside. So it is all playing out if this fractal does continue to move towards this path. So right now we are still moving to the downside. We could see lows tomorrow as 53,000, maybe retesting this area here where we found a support and support here. So that's what's in the cards for this week. Remember, the weekend price action is manipulated, so don't take it too much into account, but we do see high momentum, and we see this price range of at least breaking back into this pattern on May 18th. So be on the lookout for May 18th. That's in 2 weeks. And then ultimately right here, retesting the outside of this breakout at 68,000 at around May 27th. So we'll just be on the lookout this whole month and seeing the price action. But what is also important is if Bitcoin trades in this range, and we also see we're creating a ascending triangle right here too with that breakout, and that breakout is breaking back into this pattern as well. So a lot of great things to see here on this chart. I'm not giving up on Bitcoin because it may look like it's entering a bear market. It's still bullish in my opinion. We're still making higher lows. And if that does change, I'll be updating you on this channel. One more time, just like and subscribe, you know, if you appreciate this commentary. But that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching and staying tuned to the very end. I'm going to be updating some more altcoins very soon, so be on the lookout for that as well. But that is it. Thank you. Peace out.